Hey guys, welcome to Amity Tracks. Now I know I'm a little late on this, a week or two, I think 2 weeks, which is an eternity on YouTube. I know there have been other videos that talked about this, which I watched. I found very interesting. I wasn't going to say anything, but then I thought about it, and I do want to say something about it. So, those of you who may not know, Roger Waters of Pink Floyd fame in this year, this 50th anniversary year of this little record here you might have heard of, Dark Side of the Moon, Roger Waters has decided to reimagine, re record Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety with his new band. And as you might imagine, this has caused quite a bit of consternation amongst many fans out there. And like I said, about a week or two, he released the first single from this re recording. I assume it's going to be an album form, which was a new version of Money, the Pink Floyd classic. Now, the like I said, YouTube, the internet, whatever, kind of blew up when this, when this single came out. I've watched quite a few videos reviewing it, talking about it. There has been much clutching of pearls. Well, these are really Mardi Gras beads. It was the closest thing I could find to pearls. But clutching of pearls over over this song, and I guess the whole concept of re-recording perfection, right? I mean, people were saying, "Why is he doing this? He's destroying his legacy." I mean, all that stuff. So I don't know. I wanted to weigh in. One, weigh in on the song, Money, and two, just on this idea in general. So I guess first the song. I definitely recommend going to listen to it. You can find it on YouTube, everywhere else. Just Money 2023, whatever. Type it in, you'll find it. Uh, you know, I'm gonna kind of defend Roger Waters a little bit in this video. And normally I'm Team Gilmore. You know, and all the disputes with Pink Floyd, I more often than not have kind of sided on this, you know, with David Gilmore. But I've always said if you're going to do a cover, and this is essentially Roger Waters essentially covering the entire Dark Side of the Moon album. I guess you can cover yourself, right? And you know, I, I've always said about a cover, if you're going to do it, you're going to bother to redo a song that's already been done, do something different with it. Stamp it with your own personality. I guess in Roger Waters' case, I already had his personality on it, but change it up, do something different. It doesn't have to be transformative. Like my favorite example there, Jimi Hendrix with Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower. It doesn't have to be transformative like that, but do something different with it. So I'll give Roger Waters this. With this new version of Money, he has done something different. It's yeah, it is not. He did not just go, rehash the old arrangement. I mean, this it is, I think, drastically different. It might make you appreciate the contributions of David Gilmour and Richard Wright and Nick Mason a little bit more. It did for me, but it is different. And in fact, it was, it starts. It's almost unrecognizable until he starts. Well, I'll say singing in quotes, really grumbling, talking. Every single person that's reviewed this or who I have talked to who has listened to it had the same initial, like immediate response, which is the same response I had, which was, why is Leonard Cohen covering Pink Floyd? Right? Because Roger Waters sounds exactly like Leonard Cohen. It's this sort of low grumble, speak singing. It's kind of Leonard Cohen slash Tom Waits. Definitely got a Tom Waitsy arrangement. The music does. I actually kind of find the music interesting. It's like this dirge. It's slow and it's got this sort of acoustic and it's real kind of low and spooky and, like I said, kind of Tom Waits-ish. I don't like Roger Waters' vocal performance in this thing, though. Like I said, that style of talk singing, and he does this, I don't know, spoken word, this poetry, this it's almost like beatnik poetry, whatever it is in the middle, where there used to be a guitar solo and a saxophone solo. It's this sort of spoken word, almost stream of consciousness. I don't know. It, it's long. I mean, it was kind of interesting. I mean, the original money was around 7 minutes or 6, 7. I don't know, something like that. And this one is about the same, but this one feels really long. And yeah. So it's kind of weird. I sort of semi admire Waters for taking these kind of risks with it. At the same time, I don't think I ever really want to listen to it again, although it is different enough to where I am curious, at least curious, to hear what he does with the whole Dark Side of the Moon at this point. Is it all going to be like this? So I don't know. It might be interesting. So moving on to the more kind of, to me, interesting part or question is, should he be doing this at all? Like I said, a lot of the reaction has been pretty visceral, especially as a lot of people don't like this new version, and it's destroying your legacy, and why do you want to replace perfection? Because I mean, this is one of the iconic albums like ever. We all know that. Well, yeah, I don't think he's trying to replace anything, and one, he's got every right to do it. I mean, he was probably the prime creator. I don't. I mean, I know they all contributed, but Roger Waters, often came up with the concepts of those '70s records and wrote pretty much all the lyrics and contributed to the music. So it's definitely his baby to his work. Um, and my impression was he's not really trying to replace it. And then I saw on YouTube he did a video sort of explaining it, and he said exactly that. What I was thinking is, he said, I'm not trying to replace the original. I love the original. He even very quickly complimented his former compadres, Gilmore, Wright, and Mason, for their contributions to Dark Side of the Moon, the original Dark Side of the Moon, all that. But he said, after 50 years, he thought it was ripe for kind of revisiting and maybe reinterpreting. Yeah, I mean, to me, much like a jazz musician will go, they have an original song, but over the years, especially in concert or something, they will explore and expand and do all kinds of different things with songs. And I don't see it much different here. Am I going to go? Am I going to throw this away and go listen to Waters' version forevermore? Probably not. But does it bother me that he's done it? No, not really. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. A lot of people were real upset about it, but that's my take. I'm curious. So in the comments, what do you guys think? Are you furious about it? Well, have you heard the song? Um, what do you think of the song? What do you think of him doing this at all? Let's talk about it. Well, all right, guys. We'll see you next time. Please do subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Hit the bell for notifications, like the videos, all that stuff. And we'll see you next time on Amity Tracks.